Persephone and the Pomegranate. Long ago, when the gods still walked among the olive groves and the earth bloomed beneath their feet, the world was ruled not only by thunder and war, but by growth, harvest, and love. And in the greenest corners of the world, there lived Persephone, the daughter of Demeter, goddess of the grain. Persephone was spring in human form, laughter in bloom, joy in motion. Where she walked, flowers stirred. Where she danced, the fields awoke. Her mother, Demeter, watched over her with fierce devotion, for Persephone was not just her child, she was her heart. But below the earth, in a kingdom of shadows and flame, another watched her. Hades, god of the underworld, ruler of the dead, keeper of the souls. He was not cruel, but he was alone. And when he saw Persephone among the wild flowers, a longing took root deep in his chest, a hunger not for power, but for companionship. And so he made a choice. One bright morning, as Persephone gathered flowers in a meadow, the earth cracked open. A chariot rose from the shadows, pulled by black horses and cloaked in fire. Before she could cry out, Hades swept her into his arms and vanished into the depths below. The earth sealed behind them. The petals fell silent. When Demeter discovered her daughter was gone, the world shifted. Grief became fury. She searched the skies, the sea, and the soil, but Persephone had vanished without a trace. In her sorrow, Demeter withdrew her gifts. The wheat withered, the trees dropped their fruit, cold winds replaced golden sun, and the first winter fell upon the world. Meanwhile, in the underworld, Persephone wept. She wandered the halls of the dead, longing for light, for sky, for the touch of her mother's hand. But even in the dark, Hades offered her a throne, a crown, a place at his side, not as a prisoner, he said, but as queen. And slowly, Persephone changed. She did not forget the sun, but she grew into her power, from maiden to monarch, from daughter to sovereign. She sat beside Hades, and the dead whispered her name with reverence. But her heart still ached for the world above. And so, the gods intervened. Zeus, king of Olympus, sent word. Persephone must return. The world was dying. Demeter would not relent. Hades agreed, but with a secret. Before she left, he offered her a gift, a single pomegranate, ripe and red like a drop of blood. Hungry, tired, and unaware of its meaning, Persephone ate 6 seeds. And in that moment, her fate was sealed. For to eat the food of the underworld is to bind yourself to it. When she rose to the surface, Demeter's joy shook the earth. Flowers bloomed in her footsteps, the snows melted, life returned. But the truth could not be buried. Persephone had tasted the pomegranate. She could not stay forever. And so a bargain was struck. Each year, for 6 months, Persephone would return to the underworld, as queen, as ruler, as wife. And for the other 6, she would rise again, to walk the fields beside her mother and bring spring in her arms. And that is why the world turns. When Persephone returns, Demeter sings, the world blossoms, the air sweetens, and life bursts forth. But when she descends again, Demeter mourns. The days grow cold, the trees go bare, winter wraps the earth in silence. But always, always, she returns. For Persephone is more than a goddess. She is a cycle, the threshold, the promise. That what dies will bloom again, and what is lost can be found, and that even in the dark, a seed waits to grow. Enjoyed the story? Tap like, hit subscribe, and join us again for more wonders from the world's oldest tales.